I'm Ken, and you are watching Canadian Retro Things. Welcome to this little video that I will just be calling a little tech nibble. Now, backstory on this. As many of you may know, I co-host a weekly live program called Coco Talk. I am the co-host of the Game On segment, which is a segment where we play old computer games on the color computer. It's over on another channel here on YouTube and on Twitch, and I think they broadcast it on Facebook and a lot of other places. So I'll put a link down to that program down below, the channel you can watch it on. So last week we got talking a little bit about how we capture footage on our color computers. And a little while ago I did do a video about this thing, which allows me to capture composite video. So I can hook up the composite on my Color Computer 3 and capture footage through this. But I've already done a video on that. But not just on the Color Computer 3. I also use this for my Commodore 64, my VIC-20, my Atari computer, my Apple computer, really any of my old equipment that has composite video. But as I said, I've done a video on this, so you can check that one out if you're interested. It's a cheap little, actually used for transferring VHS tapes over to digital. And I have also shown you this, which is my switcheroo, which allows me to hook up the RGB connection on my Color Computer 3 and broadcast it through HDMI onto a modern TV, which is much clearer. But what I haven't shown you is this. And I use this to capture footage from the switcheroo cable. So let's take a look at how I do that. So just come on over here. I'll show you how I set this up. All right? So I have shown you in the other video that I did about the switcheroo cable here, how this connects to the Color Computer 3 through the cable there and through this cable, then plugs into the back of the SCART connector here, or the SCART converter box, and it is output into HDMI, which you then would normally plug into the back of your HDMI TV, and then you would have a good, crisp, high-definition picture of your color computer screen. Now, if you have one of these, which is the capture card that I use, I'll put a link to this. When I bought it, it was only $55, but I saw when I looked it up recently, it's gone up to like $90 or around there. So it's gone up in price, but it's a pretty good little capture card for middle of the road, I guess now. It used to be cheap, now it's more middle of the road, but you go from your SCART converter to the HDMI input. It's also got HDMI output, but on this side it's got USB. So you plug a USB cable into this, and then you can plug the other end into your computer. So I will show you how I do that and how I captured the video for this. Another nice thing about this is that you can actually plug a microphone directly into it, and it also works on 50 or 60 hertz. So here is the behind the scenes look at my messy setup. So I've got my color computer plugged into my desktop computer, which has two monitors, one of which is showing the OBS app, which is what I use for recording the output of the computer. Now, I'm going to be answering a specific question here about how to record both what you have outputting from your real hardware computer as well as your desktop. So a way that you can show both screens on here, and yeah, so let's quickly take a look at how I set this up. This is a little bit of just a way to set up OBS real quick. Okay, so this is the OBS recording software free to download on the internet. And so I have my Color Computer 3 plugged into my computer, and I set a video capture device. So if you hit the plus thing here, you've got a whole bunch of possible recording things you can do. Now, you select a video capture device, which I've already done. So if I open that up, you can see I've got it set to USB 3.0 HD video capture, which is the device that I have plugged in that my Coco 3 is running through. So if I turn on the Coco 3, there we go. That is recording the screen of my computer. Now, the specific question asked of me was to be able to record the screen of your computer as well as something else that is like a desktop or something like that. So what you would do is resize your screen to be smaller, and then you can either add a browser if you want to record just what's in your browser. Display capture records your entire desktop. What I like to do is just do a specific window capture. So what I'm going to capture is Notepad++. Now, Notepad++ has the listing of a program on it right here. And it happens to be this one right there. So let's just go with 10 being the width. And there, this is a type-in game from an Usborne book that I covered in a video about type-in computer game books. So that is the program that is running, and that's the listing of that program in Notepad++. Now, let's just pretend that something had happened here that had messed up. Well, you could go to the program listing and you could go through it, see exactly what's going on, see what line, do all that stuff. You could be debugging, you could do whatever you want with it. Or it's just actually showing what the program is running that is actually running on your computer. So yeah, works nicely. You could even add more windows than this if you wanted. Like add in, say, VCC above the real computer, and then you could have both of them running, comparing the screens, do whatever you want. The possibilities are limitless. And now it's time to do a side-by-side comparison. On the left, we have the composite signal. On the right, we have the HDMI signal. So let's load up a game and just compare by listing. As you can see, both are very readable, but when we change the width to 40, still both are fairly readable. Not too bad. Although, however, once you change the width to an 80-column screen, the HDMI signal wins out greatly. The only thing about the HDMI signal, it is stretched into widescreen. But I've learned to live with that. It doesn't bother me near as much as it did right at the very beginning. And that is how I capture the RGB signal on my Color Computer 3 using this. If you have any questions about it, you can put them down in the comments and I will try to answer them as best as I can. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and or the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. See you next time.